What's this? We're doing a podcast. All right, that's all I had.
Okay.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Nick and Lars Have Notes. Or is it Lars and Nick Have Notes? We'll never know.
Yeah. It changes.
It changes all the time.
So we're doing another Lost episode.
Yes.
It's a little late for the holidays, but...
Yeah, well, it's now a New Year's movie. You know, it can be all the holidays.
It's every holiday. But yeah, oh my gosh, Nightmare Before Christmas.
That's what we're watching.
Yeah. So Ruolin has never seen The Nightmare Before Christmas.
No, I've never.
Which is pretty unacceptable.
Yeah. But I think...
I'm atoning for my sin right now.
Yeah.
So, Ruolin, you've never seen this movie.
And I don't know what to expect. I just know that it's one of Tim Burton's most famous cartoons that he's made. And probably because of the great character designs and all the songs, and it becomes super iconic. I've seen... What's that main character's name?
Jack Skellington.
His toys everywhere, and I was even tempted to buy the toys even though without knowing what it's even about. So yeah, I think that's really successful.
Hot topic, keeping the memory alive.
Well, do you think you're gonna like it?
I hope so.
Okay.
Well, because majority of people in the world likes it. If I don't, then I'm gonna have to have some explaining to do.
Yeah,
so.
you're just objectively wrong, I guess. But you've seen, it's like Star Wars. It's in the pop culture enough that you've seen designs of it, and you know some of the music.
Yeah. I've heard of them. Maybe not like immediately on top of my head know how to sing, but
I do think it's interesting that like this was the stop motion movie for so long.
Oh yeah.
You know, and nowadays, you know, they're all from Studio Leica, and Box Trolls, Kubo and the Two Strings, Paranorman, Coraline. I don't know that I've seen this movie since I started watching Studio Leica movies.
Okay.
Right.
Huh.
Yeah.
So when it comes to technology and visual development, maybe the Leica movies are more like modern, and in terms of technology probably more advanced because they have all this 3D printing stuff, and then they have like millions of different faces to swap out to, and then their modelings are all basically digital, just like 3D printed, so it's super accurate. It's like not, even though it is handmade that we can see, but then a lot of that stuff is kind of like crafted in digitally to make it super precise and highly polished.
However, some of those flaws really make it that much more charming.
Yeah.
But we'll see what you think.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll like it.
I want to say this came out in 1996, so...
Were you checking the box?
I was, and I couldn't find it, but I feel like just that's how old I was when I saw it. We'll see how it stacks up to modern stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's probably aged well.
I think the music is still some of the best it's ever been in a film before. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah. So yeah, okay, well, without further ado, let's watch this movie.
Great.
All right, we're back.
Whoa! That was surprising.
Yeah, well, you know, I felt like the longer I waited to start recording, the more we were just gonna like talk about the movie when it wasn't recording.
Yeah, fair point. And also now my adrenaline's going, so we're ready to go.
Okay. So Ruolin, you're the one who hadn't seen this movie before.
Yeah, first time watching it.
Yeah. How did you like it?
I really like it.
Oh,
I
cool.
love the songs. The lyrics is really well written. I love it. It just sounds like a poetry.
Yeah, musical score by Danny Elfman of every other Tim Burton film, and Spider-Man. Oingo Boingo? Was he in that?
I believe that's his band.
Yeah, fantastic songs in this.
There were parts that I guess were you hadn't remembered from originally watching.
Now, this is like a lost episode. Do we want to just hop into spoilers?
I don't think it's... Yeah, the movie is 23 years old.
Okay. Yeah,
so,
you know what? Let's just hop into it.
Yeah, spoilers are allowed.
So, I remembered Christmas Town. I remembered Halloween Town. I don't remember Jack going to the real-ass world and like scaring the shit out of kids. And like the army being... That was awesome and totally took me by surprise, even having seen it probably a couple times before.
It sounds like I remember this... Maybe a little more so, but there are so many little things that I don't remember. You know, just little touches, things people did. Toward the end, the creature from the Black Lagoon woman rises out of the fountain with like a sleeping mask on. You know, just all these little touches in the movie that are so charming.
And you know what? Like whimsical, even though it's horrible and disgusting, it's very just fun.
And you know, it's funny because I don't know how long it's been since I've seen this movie, but I feel like watching it this time, I was finally old enough to really appreciate the romance plot to the full effect. I think the first time I saw it, some of the nuance of that back and forth kind of got by me.
Right. Well, a couple things on that. Another thing I forgot was how much Sally was a part of the story. You could almost look at it as a story about her chasing after this weird narcissist with ridiculous ideas, who flip-flops and changes his ideas constantly, and how she's trying to be in love with him. Oh yeah, and also how every teenage girl loves this movie because Sally is the perfect. Oh, I'm ugly and I'm being confined by my dad and my room. And I gotta escape because I love this guy who's totally unattainable.
Oh man, that is true.
Yeah.
Oh man, you get her stuff at Hot Topic.
Exactly.
It's like, isn't this basically like the reason Hot Topic still exists? Is this movie 23 years later?
Yeah, I think about 80% of their profits are specifically Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm making that up.
Yeah, and then 20% Invader Zim.
Yeah. Yeah, Gary keychains.
Yeah.
Any memorable moments for you guys?
Well, I saw this movie in the theater.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it was funny because my mom actually didn't want me and my brother to see it because she's like, "Oh, it's so morbid,"
Uh-huh.
But then my uncle wanted to see it, and he's like, "No, I want to see it. It seems cool." And my mom was like surprised when she heard that, and so I think maybe we ended up seeing it with him, which ended up being cool, and of course we had a good time.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, the songs are great, the soundtrack's really great. There's so many just great moments,
Mm-hmm.
I think. The What's This Song with Jack going through Christmas Town for the first time, getting so excited.
I would say on that subject, the What's This Song is my favorite moment of any film ever. Like that 3-minute song. I can't think of anything I like more. It's so perfect. Where he has his claws around the kid and he's just like popping up in windows looking at all the stuff because it's fun, but it's creepy, but it's fun. It's just, and the music is fantastic. I love it so much.
I mean, I'm thinking about how this movie has aged, and there's really so little, that I feel like would be different if they made this movie today.
Mm-hmm. If they made it today, I think it would still be a success.
Yeah. Like, I think the only thing that might be different is, like, song lyrics, I think there are a lot of places where they'll sort of switch into like an more of like an old timey voice instead of saying like because of they'll say for it is, like they'll sort of use this old timey voice and
yeah, but that's
here and there.
It's like Halloween Town. It's kind of lost to time.
Right, true.
I think it probably goes better with those kind of lyrics. Maybe it just sounds better in songs.
Yeah.
Although they in musicals today, they much more often use like a more casual voice, which is not to say, I mean, you know what? Honestly, me pointing that out is not even a value judgment. Just saying, like, if it were written today, that's the part that would be different.
And I think it would be worse for it.
I really like the one where Jack kind of just lamenting on how every year is the same.
That song is called Jack's Lament.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Yeah, so I really like the melody of that song, and it really carries a lot of weight and then his motivation. So I feel like that's a really good character song.
Absolutely. And speaking of that scene, just as far as the art direction goes, who would even think of a hill that goes into a spiral and then like unwinds as you walk down it? It's so creative.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
Tim Burton. I think that hill is in the Kingdom Hearts game. I thought we would have more notes and more to say about this movie,
Well,
but...
hold on. We could probably find something to change about it.
Okay. I mean, I'm open to suggestions. It aged really well.
It aged really well.
Oh. Yeah. You know what I did forget? I forgot that Santa whips around and gives them snow for the first time. And they're like, oh. And then they all get a little taste of what Jack felt. Like that he could never translate for them.
Yeah.
Right. So, well, I was thinking at that moment, is this a story about how you should never try to go outside your station and do something different? And then I thought, no, it's more about Jack is kind of a horrible guy who kidnaps Santa Claus and tries to usurp a holiday. It's more about a character study than...
The thing is, Jack is inconsiderate.
Yes.
But I don't think he's a bad guy. He told them to make him comfortable. He trusted the wrong people with that task.
He sure did.
Yeah.
He told the wards of Oogie Boogie not to take them to Oogie Boogie.
Yep.
He's like, all right, don't do that.
And they're like, okay, we will.
Yeah.
But he even said, hey, Santa, take it like a vacation. And the thing is, like, what is a good vacation for Halloween Town people is not going to sit well with anybody else,
Right.
you know, from anywhere else.
But even then, if you really look at his actions, he's like, "Ah, yes, a hat," and he just plucks it off his head and stuffs it back in the bag.
Yeah.
It's hard to justify that.
Well, it's just kind of like, oh, the official Santa Claus hat. Yes, I'm this year I'm wearing it. You know, like, yeah, no, he's he's carried away.
Yeah, I guess he was on top of his game for so long, so he just kind of feel like he has that ego. Everybody praised him so many years that he just kind of became this person that he felt like he can do no wrong.
Right.
And then so he became kind of like a reckless, kind of like a really rich billionaire guy that had a midlife crisis, and then he decided to just do whatever.
Absolutely. That's totally it. It's like the scene where he's analyzing all the things through microscopes and computers and stuff, and he's just like, I can't figure this out. No, well, you know what? Let's just make the whole town do it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll come to me. I can do it better.
Yeah.
Like, he just gives up trying to understand it.
The longer he spends away from Christmas Town, like, the more he kind of loses it, like what the point was.
Yeah.
He sort of almost had it in the beginning and then just lost it, grip on it more and more and more. It's just so much against his nature, I guess.
Right. But then after all that, after he's on the statue having been shot down by the military, he's kind of sad for a bit, and he's like, you know what? Fuck him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to Halloween. You know, that's my thing.
He kind of goes through like 5 stages of grief, like really fast. He like gets over it super quick. He's like really sad, and then he's like, oh, you know, and then he's kind of angry, and then he's gonna, and then he just accepts it. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna be even better next Halloween, and then
But just the fact that he has very little conviction, I think, is so funny.
Yeah. It's good though. I like the bit in that song where he's like, you know what? I did my best.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, well, good for you, Jack. You know, you did do your best. You know, you really gave it your all. You can't.
That is true.
Yeah. You can't say Jack does anything halfway.
What is the town's relationship to Oogie Boogie Man? Because no one really seems to like him.
Right. He's really not a team player the way the rest of the Halloween Town people are. He's
No.
sort of.
It seems like he's willing to torture and kill whoever comes into his
Yeah,
domain.
he kind of wants to like eat them or something. It seemed like he was throwing them into some sort of deep fryer, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
How come no one's ever done anything about him before?
I guess they just figured it wasn't a big deal and that those kids were looking after him. Yeah.
But then like, Jack goes ahead and murders him, and everyone's pretty... Like, I don't think there were any repercussions from that. It's not like anyone liked him either.
Yeah. It's kind of a strange situation. You kind of have to presume a lot of things. You know, they don't give anybody a backstory in this. It's always been that way.
You just have to buy into the premise of, well, it's a Halloween town and all these people are into Halloween stuff.
Exactly.
So once you buy into that, you can buy into everything else.
Yep. And you know what? Nobody should have any problem doing that.
I guess I did wonder how Jack got out of Christmas Land, because he went through a portal. Mm-hmm. But then, to get back to Halloween Town, he went through a crypt or something and came out the other side back in Halloween Town. So I
Right.
imagine he went through a chimney or something.
Yeah, the geography is a bit strange.
I'd like to see that.
Right. It's like, Halloween Town is in Bermuda. Who knew?
Right. I mean, it seems like there's not much else to say.
Yeah.
It's just a really good movie. And I liked it.
Did we agree to? We said we could probably change something about it. Did anybody come up with anything?
No, and edit that out. We never
Dang,
even
is
tried.
this a perfect movie? It's really stood the test of time.
I
it
wish
seems.
Santa Claus can be a little bit better designed. I think the character design is a little bit weak. Santa Claus himself.
It's very much a Tim Burton movie. More than anything else, I feel like in its design. You know, Tim Burton, he loves his fat weird things and his long lanky
Right.
skinny creepy things and
Asymmetric
his
and spindly.
And it's
yeah
like a little bit uncomfortable proportion. Like the really long legs with tiny feet.
yeah and that comes through in every visual of the movie, and I think it's fair to say that style works better for Halloween than for
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so here's a question. which I wouldn't consider this a fault, but you look at Halloween Town or Christmas Town, and it's still very Burton-esque. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not really charming. It's charming comparative to Halloween Town, but it's still pretty creepy looking. Would the movie have been better if it looked absolutely lovely?
Man.
Would it have been stronger for it, or is it good
No.
because it's also kind of creepy?
I think right now it has a cohesive art direction. Even when it's in Halloween Town, it still kind of is consistent with the Tim Burton style. So I think that works fine. But then if it is completely different, like Halloween Town looks like Tim Burton, and then like Christmas Town looks like Disney movie, that just, I don't think that would work.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree. And then same, I guess, with Santa Claus's design.
Maybe it's just like some small details, like compared to the Halloween Town, even though the characters are still really ugly, but they have their own characteristics and a very like iconic and very memorable look. Like that doctor guy, he has this like head with like kind of protruding mouth, and then Sally has this proportion with her face that's like unique and relatively still appealing. But then somehow Santa Claus just doesn't seem to have like that amount of care and into the details of, say, the eyes in relation to the rest of the face, or the details.
I think that's a really good point. Even the mayor is way more interesting with the face that turns around.
Yeah.
He's like a side character. Could have been more interesting.
Yeah.
But I guess that's it. That's all we have.
Yeah, all we have to say about this movie. It's good. Holy crap!
It's really good.
Who hasn't seen Nightmare Before Christmas?
No one, no.
Yeah.
No one knows.
You were the last one.
Yep.
I'm really glad I do.
Yeah. This was a recent Blu-ray release, and the trailers weren't very interesting.
Yeah.
What was it? Like, Lion King 3D coming to theaters again 3 years ago.
Right.
You know, like it was
Did
like
look pretty good though.
something.
Cars 2.
Cars 2
That looked pretty awful.
and Disney Nature Chimpanzee.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Cars 2 still the only Pixar movie I haven't seen.
You don't need to.
Yeah,
Just go ahead and
gosh.
don't.
It was the first time in a long time I had seen one of those trailers, and yeah,
Here's the
man.
thing, man. If you've seen the trailer, you have pretty much seen the movie. That's all the
Okay.
stuff that happens. There's some spy stuff, and Mater, goes to Japan
All right.
and is confused by it.
This has been Nick's trailer report.
Comedy. I'd like to see one where he's like, "Which bathroom do I go in?" And then he goes into the right one, and then that's the joke. Because you're expecting him to go in the wrong one.
Oh, good. I went in the right one. Okay, what's our next episode?
Oh, jeez, whoa. What's actually coming out?
Oh, man. Are they coming out with any animated movies in 2017? I haven't done zero research.
Not that I even know of.
Okay. Boss Baby.
Oh, God. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Oh, there's the Lego movie, Lego Batman movie.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, we're watching that one.
Okay,
Yeah.
that'll be the next episode.
Great. When's that coming
Perfect.
out?
Not soon enough.
Great. All right. Lego Batman.
Okay, well, that's the episode. See you guys in like month and a half, something like that. I don't know.
Sure.
Thereabouts. Okay.
Thereabouts.
Okay, bye.
Bye, I love you.